Hi guys, I'm Rabea.
And I'm Matt.
And this is Sound Like on Andertons TV.
Rabea, how are you?
I'm alright, I'm feeling a little bit like a juvenile horse right now.
Oh, you're like a foal.
Yeah, indeed I am.
So this is Sound Like Foals, juvenile horse. Today we're going to try and sound like foals without busting the bank.
Indeed, I'm going to be Jimmy Smith.
And I'm going to be Yanis Philippakis.
And we're going to go and get some guitars. Jimmy Smith plays jazz masters, so I need to try and find something like that. To be honest, I don't think I'm going to find anything in this area because it's all quite expensive. I mean, let's have a look. Yeah, 879, that's a Jag as well. So, I'd have to have a quick look around. You found anything?
I found a classic vibe 60s Jazzmaster.
Okay.
That might be just the ticket.
Yeah, you're probably right there, Matthew. He's just found a 60s classic vibe. You know I love the classic vibes. 339 in Sonic Blue, Jazzmaster. I'm going to say that will suffice. My only query is the tuning stability, but we'll have to find out in the room. So this is my first port of call. To be honest, I think this is probably the guitar I'm going to get because it's kind of perfect for the budget, £1,500 of course, and it's the right kind of guitar. So yeah, I'm going to go with this.
Okay, so Yanis uses a Travis Bean guitar. For those who don't know, they're, I think, a 70s brand, but the necks they have are aluminium. So obviously I'm not going to be able to find that.
It's aluminum, Matt.
Sorry, yes, for all those Americans out there. I'm not going to be able to find one of those in Andertons today, so I need to find an equivalent. It's going to be difficult. I do believe the one he plays is something like a TB1000S with humbuckers.
Just a hunch.
Yeah, just a hunch. Shot in the dark. So I might find something with humbuckers. Maybe that's called splittable, so I have a few more options because it's not going to be, the guitar I pick isn't going to be anything like it.
Yeah. So you need humbuckers then?
Yeah.
I just found that.
G&L Tribute ASAT Deluxe carved top in trans red.
Two humbuckers and a coil.
It's quite modern. But it might do the job.
Looks pretty nice. 449.
Nice. Satin neck as well, made in Indonesia. Okay, well that's an option. Let me just have a little scooch about and see what else is floating my boat. Do you know anything about these pickups?
Yeah, I mean the thing with the Reverend stuff is it usually comes with some sort of boost involved.
It's a lovely looking guitar though. So I found this. It's the Epiphone DC Pro in Midnight Ebony. It's two humbuckers, and these are the Epiphone Pro buckers, which we know sound good from previous videos, and we have a lot of splitting technology going on. So, and it's a double cut, so I'm hoping it gets somewhere close, but we'll see. We are in the land of amplification.
We are.
Yeah, my dude uses high watts primarily.
Yanis Philippakis.
Yanis Philippakis. Jimmy Smith, also a Fender guy.
Yeah, I'm just gonna go Hot Rod Deluxe. Like I knew before we shot this video that I was gonna get Hot Rod Deluxe because great amp, good on a budget, sounds great, takes pedals well. So
yes, I'm thinking about going for the bass breaker. You might say, isn't that a bit modern? However, I think it will get me some vintage tones, or at least I think with bands like this, it's going to be song dependent. So getting an amp that can kind of cater for a lot of different sounds is the key for me.
It's worth pointing out there are some really cool hot rods right now. We've got this wine red hot rod with the vintage weave basket weave grill even, and then we've got like a seafoam green as well. They're more expensive than the one I'm going to get. Slightly,
but not too much.
I'm just going to go for the straight up, because it's already in the video room, black with the silver grill as your classic Fender amp.
Nice. Well, there you go. That's that done. So,
pedals.
Pedal cabinet conundrums.
Great, that's the great name for this. That's basically what's going on. Because Jimmy Smith, well, for a start, he has a DL4 and a timeline, so that's a lot of delay. Yeah. And he uses the Fuzzrocious, like you said, hand-painted custom fuzz pedals. It's just really difficult for me to kind of pinpoint the style of fuzz that I need to get.
Yanis uses, I think he also has a Fuzzrocious fuzz with a Klon, some Boss pedals, which is pretty easy. So But fuzz is going to be the clincher here, I think.
Yeah, well, I figured Jimmy also uses an RV5, so I'm going to go with the Keeley Caverns because I think it's reverb and delay and it's quite tweakable, so I think that covers me for reverb and delay.
Fine.
In terms of fuzz, I was looking at the Jam Pedals Eureka because I've used it before. The Red Muck is also very good. It's more of an overdrivey, fuzzy sound. So it's a bit of a gamble because it's hard to kind of go, that's the right one.
Yeah, fuzz is pretty specific, isn't it?
So it may be one of those things that changes out in the video room, but just so you know, I'm going Keeley Caverns and then I'm going to choose my fuzzes as best I can.
I'm going to find a clone and a DD3 and then probably something fuzz as well.
They use pogs as well.
They do, I'm not sure what for, because in the excerpts I've seen, it's not like
So you don't
that
think
there's an
it's
up or down.
You don't think it's worth getting a pog?
I don't know, we might have to throw one in, or at least something more affordable. Because it's stacking up to quite, I mean, I'm on 1,000, I've only got £400 left pedals.
Okay.
My guitar's 500 and my amp's, my amp's 700.
This is one of those situations where we're going to have to pick the stuff and find out in the video room. So shall we go see what it sounds like?
Let's wish us luck.
And we're back in the video room.
Yes, we are in this alternative adventure to sound like the very awesome Foals.
I actually really enjoyed this one. I've never really listened to Foals.
There's a lot to it. And I think Taylor, who's sitting right there, pointed out there's a lot of members, so there's a lot going on in their sound, synths and all sorts.
I actually heard of them first a few weeks ago at a festival in Austria.
Nice.
And they were playing, and then when you brought them up, I was like, I just saw these people. But it's cool. It's cool music. I can see why it's very popular. It's dancey almost.
Yeah, it's always, this is the kind of music that I think would be great over a festival montage.
Yeah, totally. That's what it is.
Slow-mo girl like this with a pint.
Yeah.
Or on someone's shoulders even better.
Yeah, totally. Well, anyway, as far as the rigs go, we pretty much stuck to what we said we were going to use.
We did. There's a few additional bits when we were trying to kind of scan through the multitude of sounds they have. And honestly, really good guitar sounds.
Yeah, there are lots of
and
nice
great
guitar
guitar parts.
Yeah.
So they're very complimentary. They obviously know their gear well.
It's one of those Soundlight episodes where we're working out, you're working out your sounds, I'm doing mine, and then when we put them together, it's like, oh yeah, it really is quite a nice part.
Yeah, and we generally work through kind of like song by song or part by part because it's quite a lot to dial in.
Exactly, great noise. The things I added literally were only the TC Electronics Sub and Up. Yeah, Sub and Up. And it's just an octave generator above and below. That was the only thing I changed out of my rig. What about you, Matthew?
Yeah, I said I was going to go for a kind of a clone, and so I went for the Wampler Tumnus. Now this is the non-deluxe version. It's the smaller one with a slightly smaller footprint. They're about 139 quid. Really, really good. So I've had that on the whole time.
Oh, okay.
But varying what it's doing, whether it's more drive, less drive, more treble, blah, blah, blah. I also went for the Earthquaker Hoof, and that's for my fuzz sound, which I didn't use a lot of because we tended to go for the more
cleany, trancy
the
sounds.
cleany stuff, which is, he's got this very specific kind of slightly chorusy, slightly muted.
Dancey pop melodies, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. Clean sound that I was going for on the neck pickup. So, yeah, I have the Tone City Tape Machine here, which is for my delay, and I added the Tone City Angel Wing, which is a chorus. So I used that on a couple of excerpts, just a tiny little bit.
Wicked.
That I've got that all actually running into the front of the Bassbreaker 30R.
Nice.
And the R part in this particular sounds like has come through as my reverb was, between half and full the whole time.
Yeah. Right, well my guitar is the Squier Classic Vibe in Sonic Blue Jazzmaster. It's, to be perfectly honest, great. Stayed in tune, easy to play, sounded good. Can't really, the only thing I would point out that Matt was getting really stressed about earlier was the fretboard looks like old biscuits. It's really dry.
It's a dry
like
desert.
really dry. So
nothing oil won't sort.
it needs a good oil, yeah. Aside from that, I have no complaints to make about the guitar. The amplifier, of course, was the Hot Rod Deluxe from Fender. Standard, awesome amplifier with a couple of channels of gain. I actually did use the gain stage quite a bit throughout the excerpts because it needed, some of the tracks had a little bit of hair on the clean sounds.
Yeah, I found that too. I don't think I'm not on the clean channel either, and it's just that
just a little bit,
yeah.
A smidgen, as it were.
A smudge.
And then, of course, like I said, the Keeley Caverns, fantastic. It's done really well for me on this. And I opted for the Jam Pedals Red Muck, which is a fuzz distortion. Sounded great. And I used that at the end, actually. For the most of the lower gain stuff, I just used the amp, but for the last track.
Yeah, it's a really cool pedal as well.
Yeah.
Great design.
Well, this is the sound of the Jazzmaster straight into the Hot Rod. Which is cleaner than that excerpt was, but like I say, I used the gain channel to give me a little bit, which would have sounded more like, which boosts the mids, but it actually does sound quite nice for that. The Keeley Caverns, which I had the reverb on pretty much all the time, but the delay I did at the end, just you know. No, it's a great sound.
Can't be that sound.
And then if I throw on the sub and up, take out the sub, you can get. Which is kind of a Foalsy sound, as you pointed out.
Yeah, yeah.
But great sounding reverb. And then I suppose lastly, I'll just show you the Filth, which was the Red Muck. Both in and the sub and up.
That's a great sound.
It is. I mean,
I have no idea if you killed the amp or not. But
that was definitely a lot of sub frequency that made the speaker go. But it was cool. And that's pretty much my rig. I'm very happy with the way it sounds, to be honest.
Nice. Yeah, it's good. Again. So this is an Epiphone DC Pro in this kind of trans black finish with flame maple top, 2 humbuckers.
They're the Pro Buckers, aren't they?
They are the Pro Buckers, and what that means is they both split individually, it's worth noting, on the volume pots here, which is great. That goes straight, as I said before, into the Wampler Tumnus, then straight into the Hoof, then into the Tape Machine by Tone City and the Angel Wing by Tone City also, and then that's all in front of the Bass Breaker 30R. Here's what my guitar sounds like straight into the amp. So yeah, there's a little bit of crunch, like you're saying, a tiny bit of hair, but it sounds cool. And then with the Tumnus engaged,
it's literally adding the tiniest bit.
The tiniest bit, but obviously between excerpts I was playing with the volume. The gain was probably almost always on down, on nothing, and about treble on halfway.
Yeah, it's a fat sound.
It is, and then, so let me just crank that down a little bit, add some tape machine for a bit of slapback, and then a little bit of chorus.
That's a nice sound.
Yeah, so I'm really, really pleased with kind of the bass sound was quite like a high quality sound. It sounds
High fidelity,
yeah,
you
a
would
bit
say.
hi-fi, but it sounds really, it doesn't sound affordable. It sounds pretty expensive.
Do you want a hoof in the hoof?
I will do that, yeah. So let's just get rid of that.
Oh!
So that sounds monstrous.
It does, that's ferocious.
It's literally like a hoof to the face.
A fuzzy hoof.
It is. So it's, yeah, it sounds massive. And obviously we used that mainly for that riff we played right at the end from one of our older albums.
It's one of those rigs where the two really work well together. I know obviously the Foals music itself is designed to do that, but in terms of the rigs we've chose, I meant, it sounds really nice together.
Definitely. And I do think that there's so much kind of sound to go for. We spent quite a lot of time deciding which parts to play.
Yeah.
And I know we haven't covered it all because there is a lot. But hopefully it sounded close and did them justice.
Yes. So that would conclude our episode of Sound Like Foals without busting the bank.
Yes, let us know how you think we did. Did we sound like Foals or did we not?
Links to all the gear that we've used in the episode will be in the description box below. I've been Rabea.
And I've been Matthew.
And this has been Sound Like on Andertons TV.
Ciao for now.